Yeah, obviously. I mean, that's what Mississippi State works around. It is how Will Rogers plays. I talked about it last week. That Mississippi State's not a team that, the way their offense works, if the quarterback play is bad, they're going to lose 100% of the time. Even against a team like Bowling Green, if Rogers goes out there and somehow lays a stinker, it's going to be really tough to win. But he didn't. He went out there. He was very, very efficient with the ball, found a bunch of different receivers, threw the ball down the field effectively, had time to throw for the most part, which you would expect against a Bowling Green. But he played a really good game, a really clean game, and the game played out exactly the way we talked about on Friday, that State got out to the early lead, they get a 3-and-out, they get another touchdown, and everybody's just like, okay, I can just watch this game now. Or in my case, I can just watch Auburn and Missouri now.
Was watching Auburn and Missouri better than what you were watching in front of you?
No, I mean, I was trying to – neither one of them were really good, but I had – in my pick-em with Robbie Falk on our podcast, we had differed on that game, so I was keeping up with it.
Yeah. Here are the numbers, right? Will Rogers, 39 of 50 for 409 yards and 6 touchdowns. Touchdown passes, 2 of them to Caleb Ducking, 1 to Tulu Griffin, 1 to Simeon Price, 1 to Jaden Wally, 1 to Jameer Calvin, and a whole bunch of other guys caught balls. When you have 42 total completions, you're likely going to have a lot of guys involved in the passing game, and that was the case for Mississippi State. On the ground, 11 total rush attempts. And Mississippi State hadn't they been at about 20, 24 rush attempts a game over the last few games? But they're like, no, we're just throwing it today.
Yeah. And in reality, it's only 8 rush attempts. 3 of those attempts you're pointing at are sacks.
Oh, okay. Yeah, one for Sawyer Robertson, 2 for Will Rogers. Now, it was a day where Woody Marks was not available, so Dylan Johnson and J.J. Jernigan and I guess Simeon Price a little bit were kind of your backs in the game, but they just didn't run it at all.
Mm-hmm. No, they didn't, and I think that was by design.
You think Mike Leach, like, that's the compromise with himself? He's like, okay, in a game where I know we need to run it some, finally we'll do it, but if I can just throw it every down, I'm going to throw it every down?
He's like the opposite of every other coach, right? In a game like this, you're like, look, we're just going to run the ball and play conservative, and we might throw 10 passes in this game. And Leach is the exact opposite. He's like, I'm just going to throw the ball and play conservative. I might run it 10 times in this game.
Did you feel like there was more of the push the ball down the field aspect that we've said we'd like to see?
I think so, but I think a lot of that is the function of the team you're playing. You had more time to throw because Bowling Green's defensive line is not that great. Your receivers are able to win one-on-one matchups a lot of the time because they're just better athletes than the Bowling Green secondary. But Will Rogers made some really nice throws. I know Sports Talk, I'm going to assume that was Mr. Borky there, sent out a tweet this morning of that throw he made to Jaden Wally. I mean, that's as good a throw as you'll see all weekend to set up a first and goal. Fantastic throw. His touchdown pass to Caleb Ducking to make it 7-0. I mean, it's a fade pattern. It hit him, went right over his shoulder, landed right in his hands. He couldn't have handed him the ball any better. Same with his throw to Simeon Price for a touchdown that made it 14-0. Just found him in one-on-one coverage, lofted it into the end zone. Price makes the play. It's there. So Rogers threw some really good balls, but he took advantage of the poor team that he was playing for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, God bless Bowling Green. They stunk. I was like, hey, Dad. I mean, after it was 14-0, my eyes just started drifting away.
Like, I'll watch anything else.
Clemson Wake was on, and we were forced to watch Aaron Judge strike out and walk, and then Auburn, Missouri got weird, and I just kind of slowly over time stopped watching.
Yeah.
You got to the point where there was only one thing that was interesting left in Mississippi State's game. And that was were they going to cover? And it took a late touchdown to get that, didn't it? Mm-hmm. That last touchdown got it to 31.
Yeah,
and I think that's where the number finished. So it's probably
that's where
some.
It was for us. So yeah, yes, a lot of that this past weekend.
Important for some, matters to some. Anything else? Anything else that stands out to you? Uniforms are cool. They had the arched
They're cool.
Miss Period State on the chest.
Yeah.
The MS logo,
Yeah.
simple font helmets. I thought the helmets look good.
I thought the way State embraced the throwback was cool. All of the photos from the game are black and white. If you go on MSU's Twitter feed, they really embraced the throwback historical nature of this game. So that was cool. I thought Ben Raybon just coming out of nowhere and bombing a 53-yard field goal that would have been good from about 63 was something. Just casually missed the school record by a yard. I didn't realize that at the time, but the record is a 54-yard field goal. And he would have been good from 54 if he had hit it from there. So I think his missed extra point last week is looking more and more like a fluke. I think State's special teams are pretty good, which is a huge turnaround from last year. And we'll see, in these next 3 games, that's sort of where they lost last year to Arkansas with special teams. So we'll see if maybe this year that can be a part of maybe winning the game.
So Ben Raybon made all 6 of his extra points, and Mr. Papagiorgio punted for an average of 45.3. Georgopoulos.
Georgopoulos.
Yeah.
And then Archer Trafford punted once for 43. So, I mean.
Yeah. No, I saw
they
that.
use these guys kind of
situated. Yeah, whatever. Are they using 2 punters, though?
Come on. Yeah, yes. They're situated. Trafford is more of the we're going to bomb it down the field punter. Georgopoulos is more of I can place it inside the 5 punter.
Did you say Trafford's wearing a cowboy collar?
No, I said he's wearing the tactile neck. I'm pretty sure Borky gets that reference. Come on, Borky. Come through for me.
Oh, I thought you meant something.
He's talking to somebody. What's going on here?
I was going to say.
Phrasing.
Sorry, hey, Dad,
phrasing.
Our boss was talking to me. Take it up with him.
Unimportant when I'm on the microphone. Get back in your office. Get back in your hole. All right, anyway. Tactile neck, Archer, we're getting this? We're getting the reference?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, then. All right, then.
I thought you said tackle neck, and I thought you were making some obscure reference to him.
No cowboy collar
which I
as
think
a punter
would be the greatest thing ever. Don't you?
He's got the big, 8-inch thick neck roll going as the punter.
What was better, the neck roll or the Brian Cox square that came up behind the helmet?
The square is cooler, but I went to a poor 1A high school, so we had the neck roll.